Good Morning Night Vale is brought to you by The Disappearances of Lydia Fontaine, a new independently produced and crowdfunded 10-episode original audio drama. Set in a deceptively familiar world of electronic surveillance and machine-mediated communication, The Disappearances of Lydia Fontaine follows Lydia Ryan and her friends, lovelorn Ethan and wannabe internet sensation Dee, as they struggle to unravel the mystery of her mother's disappearance. Escape the sinister Fontaine family, and survive the feud over her grandfather's supernatural legacy. It weaves bitter family drama and high-stakes intrigue with fantasy and cyberpunk elements to create a surreal mystery about secrets and grudges, old books, big data, and the promise of infinite knowledge. And do not forget the talking birds. It's a full-cast production with original music and a bespoke soundscape presented through a series of found-footage-style surveillance recordings. And it's important to note, this show was made entirely without generative AI. Even the computers are voiced by human actors. Episodes are free, and you can start listening right now with the Season 1 finale due to come out on August 16th. For more information, go to lydiadisappears.com. and find The Disappearances of Lydia Fontaine wherever you get your podcasts and start listening from the beginning.
Insurance isn't one size fits all, and shopping for it shouldn't feel like squeezing into something that just doesn't fit. That's why drivers have enjoyed Progressive's Name Your Price tool for years. With the Name Your Price tool, you tell them what you want to pay, and they show you options that fit your budget. Enough hunting for discounts, trying to calculate rates, and tinkering with coverages. Maybe you're picking out your very first policy, or maybe you're just looking for something that works better for you and your family. Either way, they make it simple to see your options. No guesswork, no surprises. Ready to see how easy and fun shopping for car insurance can be? Visit Progressive.com and give the Name Your Price tool a try. Take the stress out of shopping and find coverage that fits your life, on your terms. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates. Price and coverage match limited by state law.
Absence makes the heart grow fonder. Fear makes the heart grow louder.
And death makes the heart grow flowers.
Good morning, Night Vale.
Hey there, babykins. It's me, Symphony.
Hey there, lambkins. It's me, Hal.
Hey there, bunnykins. It's me, Meg. And we are here today to talk to you about episode 162, called Alpha of the hit popular podcast, Welcome to Night Vale. We are on a mission given to us by Joseph Fink and Jeffrey Craner to go back in time and re-listen to every single episode of Welcome to Night Vale and then talk to you about it. And we are doing that specific task today, Monday, July 1st at 8:55 Eastern Time.
And this episode 162's original description is Amelia Anna Alfaro was always the best at everything. Let's talk about it.
Let's talk right about it.
Wow. Okay. First of all, AAA, being the best at everything has got to be a lot.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like a lot of expectations to live up to. And she's doing her best, you know, but the voices.
She hears voices from inside.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. But just talking to one another, not her. Completely ignoring her.
At least they're not harmful. I think that would be annoying, though. You know, you're just hearing, because it would be like you're in a busy room all the time.
Yeah.
Or like overhearing somebody like at all times. But there's a few instances where she can find some respite from those voices. And, you know, once you find that thing, I've thought about that because, you know me, I listen and watch to a lot of shows where magic or the supernatural or some sort of whatnot is always interfering in people's lives. So I've come across this with people who are telepathic in shows and stuff. And like when you can hear stuff in your head or hear people's thoughts or whatever, that could be detrimental in a whole host of reasons. But she doesn't know these people like it's not like she's hearing thoughts, she's just hearing talking. But that would be annoying. But anytime you can find a respite from that, I think you'd lean into that, right? Like when she would play the music, Rachmaninoff or whatever. And then when she finally found her chosen career of being air traffic controller, which I thought she wouldn't be able to hear them because it's noisy.
Right.
But somehow the act of it just makes the voices be quiet.
Except for the one who she thought said Alpha that was actually saying her name.
Yeah, the pilot or whatever.
Yeah.
But that was the only time she had heard anything. And that was after what I assumed was like years of her doing that job. No?
Wasn't it like 20 years that she did that job?
Yeah, because she was into it for a while. She like was in the magazine. She went to the convention. Like she was all in.
Right.
Yeah. Yeah, she was president of the union.
Yeah, that's also pretty interesting that it was just one specific time that she heard that. Because it's not like she kept hearing it, and that was but that was the reason she even chose that career altogether. Because, I mean, how did she figure that out? You know, like of the thing, it's not like you could do it as an internship. You know what I mean? You have to choose to go into that career. Here's what I know about air traffic controllers. Fun facts. There's an age limit. Did you know that?
I didn't.
No.
Yeah. They get paid really well, first of all. So folks out there, if you're interested in becoming an air traffic controller, the demand is pretty high because people you go into the field. I think you can't be older than I don't think, because Meg, you're only 35.
I'm 38, but thank you.
Oh, you're 38. Okay, I think it's 36 or 37. After that, you can't be an air traffic controller again. Please correct me if I'm wrong. I will look it up on the internet.
No, because I was thinking about switching careers actually, and I felt like I would really like doing this. I feel like you would have to have some aviation experience though, right? You'd have to actually physically know how to fly an airplane. In
I
case
don't
you had
think
to tell
so.
someone how to do it.
No, you just have to know all their courses. You have to know, I'm sure there is a huge manual because you have to know every situation. Two planes are going this way. Who has the right of way? Who doesn't? Where are you telling them to go if they're not going there? There was a movie that came out, I think in 1997. I want to say it's 97, 98 called Pushing Tin. And that is it plays like a 90-minute sitcom, but it stars John Cusack and Billy Bob Thornton as air traffic controllers. And John Cusack is the younger hotshot. And Angelina Jolie is in it as well. That's when she was married to Billy Bob Thornton. I think they're a couple in it, and there's all sorts of weird stuff. But the actual, one of the things it tries to impart is the pure stress of managing those. I mean, imagine, obviously the Night Vale airport is an easier job, as they say, because there are very few flights coming in, but a lot of them going out for some real weird reason.
Okay.
Right? Or is it a lot of flights coming in and not a lot going out?
Yeah, there's hardly any flights going out of Night Vale.
Right. Yeah. It's just a constant influx of people. So they're all coming in the same way.
Yeah.
But you have to know how to line them up. Imagine you're at LAX or O'Hare or JFK, and you're part of a team managing the volume of flights coming in. It's gotta be
right.
It's gotta be one of the most stressful jobs. Physically, you probably just couldn't.
Absolutely.
Take it after.
Okay. Here. It says applicants must be 35 or younger for air traffic controller, but you are required by the FAA to retire at the age of 56 to prevent burnout from the stress and exhaustion of being responsible for safety of aircraft and their passengers.
Yeah.
However, some controllers may retire earlier than that.
Oh, look.
So you have a 20-year, or no, you have to be younger, 30 years old or younger when you apply.
Okay.
And you can't be older than, and 56 is when they're get out of here. So that's 20 years. That's not a lot. 20-something years.
No. And what do they get paid? Does it say?
Oh, yeah.
So you probably can start earlier. You probably can start in your early 20s, but you just can't.
I think you could probably start
later
earlier
than 30 or 35 or whatever, because they don't want to invest in you the training for such a short amount of time.
Yeah. Okay. Salaries can range from $72,760 to $184,780.
So that's a lot.
Better be it's a government job, so I guess there's a pension.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Wow. Yeah, that's crazy. Trainees at the FAA Academy receive like $35,000 to $37,000 while attending school.
I'm bummed out. It's always sad when you like age out of something,
Yeah.
Like, there's a door that I'll never get to walk through. Not that I was, really thinking about it.
Like I'll never be an Olympic gymnast, you know what I mean? For a ton of reasons. But
When the FFA and the U.S. Olympic Committee close a door, they also close all the windows so you can't get in. Or you're trapped inside. Either way, you either can't get in or out.
you know what? Since it's almost like it's like Olympic fever time almost.
Yeah.
What we could probably do curling if we started working right now. We could do some curling maybe or something.
Which one of us does the stone, and which two of us get to do the brooms? I feel like that's the fun job.
The stone's the really hard one because you got to bend.
Yeah.
And I feel like the three of us, I feel like somebody's got to be your bendiest of us all.
Oh yeah, you have to do the stone.
I think that would be fun. I think that would be the fun where you like kind of do the bowling, like one leg.
But you also like slowly glide and then let it go, right?
Yeah, and like let it go. Yeah, but you have to let it go real smooth. Cha-cha, real smooth, y'all. Yeah. I think that intensity would be just as intense as being an air traffic controller. So.
Oh, for sure.
The glory of your country.
I love how the government is like, at 56, you have to retire because it's too stressful to be an air traffic controller. But yet, you can be president. Just as long as you're older than 35.
And do whatever you want.
Yeah. Now, yeah.
Not stressful at all.
Do it till you're a corpse,
That's right.
Till you're a walking, talking corpse. Anyways, like most of our government.
Yeah.
Just kidding, guys. Vote. Voting is important on so many levels, but I think mainly a lot of your local stuff. Locals, but the national stuff is
important. Get down that ballot.
Yeah, the national one is of dire importance.
Absolutely.
Right now.
Go vote. Go do it.
Yeah.
I voted the other day.
We'll remind you later on in the year when it's the big one. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
When we're talking to them in the future again. Oof.
If only.
I do love how Amelia reminds me. First of all, I love the structure of this episode, that it focused on one person and telling their story, and everything Night Vale is just sort of off on the side because you've built enough of a world now.
Right.
What, 5 years in almost? No, 6 years in.
No, because this is 2020.
7 years in. My goodness. See, I don't remember anything. 7 years in that all of that can serve as the backdrop for something. You can tell a story where you just get to add color via the normal like Night Vale weirdness. But I like that there's no community corner traffic. Like it's just here is a story about someone that reminds me, and I think everybody has this person in their class, and maybe some of you listening were the person in the class. Maybe one of the two of you or both of you were the person in this class where it's just like super high achieving, was ready to like go to college at the age, was taking college courses in the middle of high school already and like building credits up, and just things seem to, this idea that everything comes easy to Amelia. Like everything comes easy. Why not be an air traffic controller? You get involved because it's easy, it's quiet. You can sort of mask what's going on with those you get a little break from those voices that are constantly talking. But that person just, I get a very clear image of who that person is, because I feel like that's someone that we all either are or know. Were either of you that person?
No, not the everything came easy. There were some things like, I don't know. But I mean, some subjects, I feel like some parts of school were easy, but once I got to college, it was much more challenging for me. Like I had to like learn how to study better.
Right.
Like like the personal responsibility part of like college was vital for me to learn. But the valedictorian at my school, of my class of 700 something people, I had never seen that person before. Like I didn't remember him, like had never seen him before. But I had heard somebody said that he took a ton of like college level courses. So he wasn't like at school all the time. And I was like, oh, I didn't even know that was something you could do.
Meg, I was laughing before at the face that you made when I brought that up.
No, if it wasn't for spell check, I wouldn't have graduated high school. Like, there's some things were easy for me. I did okay in school in some classes, in some environments. I did really well, like 100% of everything. And then other classes I struggled in just because I just was lazy or didn't feel like I was being challenged or. Yeah, I've always been a really smart person. I've not always been a person who is really good at following rules or motivating myself. So,
yeah. Did you ever get the feedback? If she only applied herself.
That was always the feedback.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I was always like, y'all are boring. Like, everything you were saying to me, boring.
Yeah.
But I'll do well. I'll do your stupid little homework if I feel like it. But like it was a lot of it I was just like, ugh, it felt tedious. But there were certain things that I really enjoyed. Like I really loved English class.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Once, especially in high school, we got into more like literature, which I really enjoyed, obviously. And I mean, music, that sort of all the art stuff I was like really into. And I was actually surprisingly good at science, everything but chemistry and physics.
Hal, how about you? I had that friend school.
Oh, yeah.
How'd it go?
At one point I got like as close to grounded as I can get because I didn't really go anywhere or do anything. It was just like, we're taking everything, anything electronics coming out of your room for like a month or 2 months because I was doing so poorly in class. Because what I would do, my dad has always been an early adopter of technology. So he had one of the early laptops. This thing was heavy. It was like 15 pounds. You plug it in. The fan was really loud. And I would bring it to school to take notes on it.
Yeah.
But what I would do during biology class is play Jeopardy or SimCity. And so I was doing very poorly in class. I never really applied myself. Like I just wanted to perform and do that stuff. Then senior year, I was really good at physics and calculus. For whatever odd reason, those things clicked. But I graduated with maybe a 3.0. Maybe I got there. And then in college, because I didn't drink, I didn't really go out. All of a sudden, I had like a 3.9 GPA. Until, again, like every time I got closer to what I actually wanted to do, my grades got worse everywhere else because I just didn't care. Like I have a marketing degree. I hated every business course I took because I just wanted to spend my time at the theater learning that craft and making social connections there. That's what was important to me.
Mm-hmm.
So that was not me. My class was full of when you have 39 kids in your class, like the class bully is also the one taking AP bio and calculus and going to an Ivy League school. Like that's how odd. And we had a lot of overachievers in the class, I think, but I was not one of them. Not by a long shot.
Well, look at us now. We're all successful.
Yes.
Yeah. I don't think anything in my life has ever come easy to me.
Mm.
I've learned every single thing the hard way.
Mm-hmm.
Like, there is no like, oh, and then I just knew how to do it.
Right. I feel the same. I don't know that anything's ever come easy. I feel like there's a lot of stuff I still have to learn. And sometimes I get a little, like I want to learn things, but then also I get really lazy. And now as an adult, any excuse I have to be overwhelmed by everything else is a reason to not do a thing. Like, oh, I got to work and then I'm recording a bunch. So when it's done, I just want to sit there and watch television. Or I just want to relax or do whatever. It's hard. I mean, and I think that's not even respective of age. There's no old dog, new tricks. I don't think. I think it's you start to lose the will to spend free time doing that because it feels so precious. But if you do, it's always really rewarding.
Yeah.
Did I get too deep for the room?
No. I just, at this point in life, I'm just like, I want to do stuff that I like and find other stuff that I like to do and do that.
Right.
But, you know, things are challenging and I work hard for certain things, of course.
Yeah.
But I also like, you know, just chilling, you know?
Yes. Absolutely.
Oh, one thing about Amelia that I found interesting is that she really loved puzzles, right? You know who else really loves puzzles?
Who?
Kate Jones. Kate Jones loves a block puzzle or like a puzzle box or something like that. And Kate Jones is one of those people that she just does a bunch of different stuff. She can sew. She makes crazy breads and like stuff like that. And she can...
Right. She's done like lots of physical stuff too, like dancing and running and climbing and like...
She did a Guinness Book World Record thing for the... You know, she kind of just puts her mind to a thing and then tries to do it, which is pretty cool, I think.
Yep.
It is.
So yes, I know people like that. Jeffrey Craner,
the author of this episode, loves word puzzles.
He does love words.
Yeah.
Does a lot of crosswords.
Wordle.
And the New York Times Wordles and the spelling bee and the...
does do that.
And connections.
So I think it's interesting that the puzzles help silence the voices for her, and then also the air traffic control, which I guess there sort of does work like a puzzle, right? Like the way Hal was describing it with like who can go here, which plane can do that, and what's available for them to do that. And so it's got to be so infuriating to like have everything set up to go, and then they're like on a delay because like there's lightning, and so everything just gets like completely scrambled and horrible
and shifted around, and then you have to be able to work on the fly with that sort of thing. That seems wild to me. I don't know if I would be interested in that type of stress in a job personally.
No, it's
Can I note a couple of interesting things that I found in this episode? Number one, the intro song sounded like to me normally we have the do-do-do, or whatever. But this one, it sounded like shells or like a, what's that? Xylophone. It gave that sort of feeling. Like, it was giving me real Zelda vibes. A little bit, like Ocarina of Time Zelda. Anyway, for any nerds out there who might get that reference, it was just giving me that. Also, the intensity of her mother, having an intense mom or a mom who wants you to do the best you can, but like, is it your best or is it her best? The thought of that. My mom was not terribly overbearing, so she wanted us to succeed but she wanted us to do it like in our own way, and like, forge our own path. Meg?
My mom is a listener of this program. She's a wonderful mom.
She is the best mom. But I mean,
she is. I'm a fan.
Yeah. But I imagine like sometimes having a parent that was like to do their best and like because she said so sort of situation, that would be hard. So Yvette.
Yeah, my mom is actually a little bit like kind of like Amelia. She did well in school, and she was very much like a self-starter and like so she was very driven, very ambitious herself. So I think she wanted that for my sister and I, and she did. She definitely did her best to motivate us. I think a lot of times she was frustrated that she couldn't always motivate us, but she tried. As I got older and as I got into college and into my professional career, she was able to give me a lot more, like we were able to sort of connect, and she was able to give me a lot more advice and guidance that way when I was an adult, as opposed to when I was like a punk high school kid that was like, I don't fucking care.
Yeah.
But like as I was, beginning to sort of carve my own way in life. I worked for my mom for a while, my day job. I was under her employ. She was my manager. So I learned a lot from her that way. And from the way that the type of leader that she was, taught me a lot. So
having a strong boss ass bitch of a mom is like awesome. So we love you,
Yeah.
Lid.
Yes. Yes, we do.
Another thing that I thought was super funny was the plays that or the book that she wrote. They were like, "Oh no, we don't want this one, but do you have anything about baseball?" And she's like, "Yes, it's called One Last Swing for the Tuesday Boys."
Yeah. As soon as I read that, I was like, oh, this is a Jeffrey episode.
I thought that was so funny.
Joseph and Jeffrey have this thing. It's like a list of novel titles, and there's a bunch of them.
Shut up.
These are, both of these are on that list.
I actually would love to see a female parachute team winning Olympic gold in 1936 Berlin in front of Adolf Hitler.
Right.
I would read and watch that. I would also watch One Last Swing for the Tuesday Boys.
Absolutely. Well, that's the Tuesday Boys. Because you're like, who are the Tuesday Boys? And what is their motivation, you know?
But you immediately assign it to something, I think, in your head.
Absolutely.
Which is also like, I believe the Tuesday Boys are this. I want to know if I'm right.
Oh, in my brain, it's very much like 1930s baseball, like, or it like pre the Second World War, and they're like, blah blah blah, and then the draft comes, and like half the team goes, and it's like, but they've got one last game to win the championship.
Yep.
One last swing for the Tuesday Boys, coming this fall to a network near you.
Freeform.
Also, the buttress is a funny word thing. It is a funny word.
It is. Yeah, because it has butt in it.
Yeah.
In case anybody was wondering. Yeah.
Butts are always funny.
Always.
But, so, anyways, so the air traffic, so everything was going fine up until one day, right? The flight 18713, which, does that mean anything?
Oh, I don't know.
Do we know?
Uh-huh.
Is this I wonder, because, sometimes people try and come up with, they're like, well, if you add all the numbers together and subtract it by this, whatever episode it is, then it becomes something else,
I do know
no conspiracy theories.
No, well, I think it's 5 numbers because normally Delta flights are 4 numbers.
Yeah.
So that way it's not an actual flight, just in case, because you don't know. You're writing something like this, and you could mistakenly put in something that is a tragic end, but these go up. Generally, flights go up to, I think, 4 numbers. At least for Delta, it does. It can be fewer, but it's never.
I've never seen one that was longer than 4 numbers, but that's interesting. I never even thought about that. Yeah, because I guess you wouldn't want to be like flight 144, and then that crashes,
so
and you're like,
oh, the one Grandpa was on. Yeah, you don't want.
Yikes!
You don't want that.
It's the one where they had to turn around because someone had the diarrhea.
Did you see
one time
that?
I was on a flight and I delayed takeoff because I had to go to the bathroom. Or I was like,
because you had diarrhea.
They were like, "Can you wait till we take off?" I'm like, if we wait until takeoff, you will have to turn this plane around. I gotta go use the bathroom. I'm sorry. This is terrible timing. I shouldn't have eaten that poorly in the terminal. Yet here we are, and there's only one choice for the sanity and sanitation of this flight. And I think it was flying out of New York, so we had to wait a while anyway. But I've never had to turn. But that could turn around. You could turn around a flight with that if it happens.
I've never been on a flight that turned around, but I did have a flight recently make an emergency landing in Denver because a girl had to get taken off the airplane.
Oh,
because she was sick or something. I don't know, but it was scary. It was really scary because they did the thing where they asked if there was any doctors on board. And like a couple people like rushed back, and I was like, oh my God. And I almost like gave myself a cramp trying to rubberneck and see what was going on. And they brought apparently they have oxygen on the plane. I didn't know that.
Yeah, they do.
Sure.
That makes sense. It makes sense now thinking about it, but I didn't know what they had in their little kit. I thought it was just like Band-Aids and shit.
How far into the flight were you?
They have a defibrillator too.
Oh, that absolutely.
Oh, yeah. And I assume the flight attendants need to know how to use it.
Yeah.
You have to have full first aid training, but hopefully a doctor is on every flight.
Just in case, I also have CPR AED training. So if they need me, I would volunteer. I would be like,
you're ready.
Did you know? Here's the American Heart Association just designated Pink Pony Club as the newest song to do to do compressions to.
What song is that? I don't know that song.
It's Chapel Roan, baby.
It's Iris's favorite song.
Pink Pony Club. I know she loves that song. She loves to dance to it.
It's her potty celebration song. When we were teaching her how to use the potty. Every time she peed in the potty, we'd listen to Pink Pony Club. She loves it.
Pink Pony Club. All right, wait, I'm going to listen real quick.
By Chapel Roan. You will love it. It's such a good song.
Chapel Roan.
That's really great to know that, though. I can teach Iris that because she knows that song through and through.
Yeah. So it's the perfect compression. Because before I was using Staying Alive by the Bee Gees.
Staying Alive. Classic. Yeah.
Classic one.
So you do the Pink Pony Club. I'm going to keep on dancing.
The Pink Pony Club.
But you have to get to the verse because you can't do the early part, which is a little slower.
No. You can through the whole thing. You can do it. Like if
it's
you
all in 4/4
because the beat is like going. Yeah.
Oh, is that because nobody there's
my
because the song for a very long time was Staying Alive, which works not only for the rhythm but what you want the person to do when you're applying it to them.
Exactly. That is a good example of one.
Interesting.
But yes, I like Pink Pony Club as well.
I wonder if there are other songs.
It's a very Chapel Roan summer right now, you guys. She's like...
Gotta figure out. Got a beat match.
And I like to tell people, I'm like, I knew about Chapel Roan before all the hubbub. I was in on the ground floor.
Do you think if you're a DJ who also has CPR training and you're asked to do CPR, you start beat matching and figuring out like 12 songs in a row that will work as you're doing compressions?
Yeah, they're just drawing up a playlist real quick before rendering aid.
Go from Stay Alive to somehow like The Shape of You works. Do, 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 into something else. Walk Like an Egyptian. I don't know. I'm not a beat matcher, but I assume.
No. No Ed Sheeran.
Why?
You're going to send the person in an AFib.
Hey, do, it's me, Ed Sheeran. I want to save your life. You don't know that one? Press your... Is it Shut Up? Who does Shut Up and Dance With Me? That's someone else. That's, what's his name, from One Direction, right?
Not Harry Styles.
Not Harry Styles?
It's not Harry Styles. Don't put your hand on me.
Oh, Walk the Moon.
Yeah.
Oh, whoops. Anyway. R.I.P. Staying Alive. Oddly.
I just felt the need to look up how to do CPR on my phone because I'm like, I haven't trained in a while. I should look just to make
Me
sure.
neither. I think it's been 24 years since I've been trained in CPR.
Yeah. Finding the right spot on the ribs.
Yeah, I do it. It's here and then one fist. Poop, 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 poop. I have to do CPR AD training every 2 years. That's when my certification re-ups because as a fitness professional at the gym, you have to be able to know how to do it because just in case somebody drops in a class or on the floor or something, you have to be able to render aid until the emergency medical people get there.
Yeah.
So I've never had to use the AED before. I've only had one person like pass out, drop down in my class. And the worst thing that I've actually experienced was probably like somebody was on a treadmill and they were running and they like tripped, I guess, and like fell like right on their shoulder and like it shot them off the back of the treadmill.
Oh, sure. Yeah.
And they broke their nose and their shoulder. It was bad. And you know, you don't realize what type of person you are until you're confronted with an emergency like that.
Right.
You know, if you're like the one who goes towards the thing or if you're like, let me just stay back. But I don't know, especially when it's at your job and it is your job, you're just like, okay, jump into action. It's like, you do this, you do that, you know? So we were on the person, not on the person, but you know, like
you were on top of it,
helping the person like within like 10 seconds, you know, because you hear commotion and wafter.
Outside of, I mean, obviously that's something that's rare. How often do people audibly fart during training? Is it more than I would think or less than I would think?
More than you would think, babe. People fart all the time.
I don't know. I think it's a lot.
People fart all the time.
And do you have to pretend? How often do you say something?
Sometimes I try not to say anything because unless people have already drawn attention to it, and to keep the person from being terribly embarrassed, like especially like when it's at the end of class and you're just stretching, and like you do the one where you cross your ankle over your knee and like pull your knee into your chest.
Yeah. That
one always gets them.
Sure. Pushes it
that
out.
Or crunches.
Yeah.
Because you're like your belly and you're bearing down and you're, doing all sorts
Folding
of stuff. And like, you hear the, when people are like trying to not laugh. And I'm like, it's perfectly normal for our bodies to release air and whatever. Just breathe. Just make sure you breathe, or I'll try and like lighten up the tension or whatever by being like, at least it came out that way and not by throwing up, which is nice. Come on. That's fair. And it's a natural thing. Everybody farts.
It's true.
So this is back to its Delta flight number 18713, which I can't Googling can't find any significance.
Great.
I guess we can ask Jeffrey about it. We're going to have Jeffrey on as a guest. This is a 5-episode arc.
Ooh.
That we are entering into right now. And they were all written by Jeffrey. So we're going to have Jeffrey on eventually during the course of this, as we're discussing this arc, and we can ask him about the flight number.
Nice.
Taking a look at the director's notes for this episode when it came out in February of 2020. We're getting there, guys. Jeffrey talks about how for a while he had a really intense phobia surrounding flying, and like for 10 years he did not get on an airplane, and he has family that lives all over the country, so he was like driving from New York City to Dallas several times a year and like taking trains to Seattle and like just wouldn't get on an airplane, and it took a lot of time because he would have to, in order to go visit someone, he'd have to take a lot of time off of work because it takes a while to drive places in this big old country, but it's a lot quicker if you take a flight. So eventually he just got to the point where he like wanted to do a trip, but the only way he could do it was fly. And so he just did it. And then eventually he had to fly a lot for his job. And now he sort of likes flying. So
yeah, but he also is a beast at driving as well. Jeffrey Craner has done a lot while we're on tour in the past year and a half, and a lot of the bulk of the driving. I would say 99.9% of the driving. And that's a lot for anybody. Meg, you were doing the bulk of the driving for years. So I think driving this country is amazing, but flying is so much easier. But every time I get on a flight, I'm not afraid of flying, but there is always a thought in my head that I'm like, this could be the last one. But I'm generally not that bothered, but I always tap the outside of the plane when I get on.
I do that too. I have to touch the outside of the plane, and I have to step on with my right foot always.
Okay, I don't think about the foot, but I always do. I'm like 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. I don't know why.
I have a friend who did that
on the One World little circle. That's like right there.
That's exactly where he would do it. That's the spot.
Yeah.
I started doing it just as a habit, but not because I believe it brings any luck.
Yeah, but also how often do you get to touch the outside of a plane?
Yeah, it doesn't, I don't feel like it does anything, but it does give me like a little bit of a routine, which is nice. Sometimes if you're feeling anxious about something, it's like, well, I always do this thing. And so that is like a grounding thing to do. So it's like a superstition, but the fake of that is that it's just actually a grounding technique.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So now we get into this arc. We find this flight was mentioned in the pilot of Night Vale, and we're going to find out some more about it as we continue forward.
Yeah. Oh, damn. See, that type of stuff, when it goes back to the pilot, that's crazy.
Yeah.
Wait, was it just the pilot episode, or is it about, no, anyway, I'm not going to go there. But the thing about, 143 passengers, and the only thing that she heard was Alpha, or what she thought was Alpha.
Right.
Or she also thought it could have been Ofak, but they didn't say that on the podcast, but I'm saying it now. But it turns out to be, it was Alfaro, which is her last name, and that he knew her, and that she should find them. And she was like, where are you? And that's when people started thinking she crazy. But she's not. And she asked where they are, and they're nowhere. Nowhere. I wrote it down, all caps. Nowhere.
What did you write whoa exclamation point about?
The weather.
Oh, okay. Then let's go there.
Up next, we hear from friends and fans of the show. But first, like we just said, a conversation about this episode's weather. Oh, 14-year-old me would be so happy to listen to Skin Changer by Skeptic and thrash around to a little death metal. I was in a death metal. I was definitely a metalhead.
Were you?
But more like heavy metal. Yeah, like Slayer, Megadeth, early Metallica, Anthrax.
Wait, really?
I did not know this at all about you, Hal.
Yeah.
No, this is the first.
Yeah. I love that stuff.
Oh, okay, my gob is smacked right now.
Do you sing along? Did you ever sing along? And what does it sound like?
What? I'm trying to think if I ever, you'd be like, for whom the bell tolls. That's like early, early Metallica or like, Dave Mustaine sounds kind of similar in Hangar 18, which is one of my favorite songs. It's a great Megadeth song about Area 51.
And it goes like,
and it's another, it's like, Hangar 18, I know too much. They all sort of sound the same, but this is like that death, that like,
yeah,
like that kind of stuff. That was like a little too much, a little too messy for me, I guess. I mean, I like the kind of like the pure power in metal, and like the it's a little bit mayhem, or there's a lot of mayhem because everybody's just like beating the hell out of their instruments. but yeah, this one was like, I was not expecting it. I almost jumped. I was walking at the time. I almost jumped in the air when it happened, because it's such a great disruption.
You were on a hot boy walk?
I was on I was in a hot weather walk.
Oh, okay.
But I do my hot boy walks early in the morning. This is a Starbucks run.
Okay.
round the corner, and when I heard it nailed it, like made me jump. But it also made me think of when I was like 13, 14 and really liked heavy metal.
Wow, I would not have thought of that.
Yeah, we had a fan write in being like, warning about this episode's weather. Like, if you're listening to Night Vale in bed while you're like trying to drift off, like, the weather comes in strong. It's a big old storm coming through.
Yeah.
What I find interesting about this band, Skeptic, is that two things. Number one, they're from Albany, New York, which is where Delta Flight 18713 is supposed to be landing, is Albany, New York. But I found that interesting. I also found that there's another metal band that's like a lot more famous than them, named Skeptic, but it's with a C.
Oh, they had to do this is like their version of Michael J. Fox, where they had to change it slightly.
But yeah, they seem to have made just this one perfect album, and they split up in 2018. That's what the website I found that told me.
Oh, wow.
Okay.
But before they split up, they gave us this, and we are grateful.
Intensity.
Well, I'm going to tell you, this is what I wrote. Whoa! Exclamation point. Metal. And I also wrote, it was like a wall of sound. It made me think of Castlevania, like the music from the game, a little bit. And I wrote the voice, and I was like, isn't that interesting? Like, I'm imagining that's like the type of cacophony that's in her head. That's like,
yeah, yeah.
But the thing I like about metal like this is, and in my fantasy of being in a rock band, I would be the drummer. While it appeals to me to be a front man, like foot on the fucking amp, like foot on a monitor, like singing, drumming, like sweating, like wearing one of those tank tops with arms cut off, and just being like, like is so exciting to me. And you know what? Erin McKeown, our lovely friend Erin McKeown, I told her this fantasy of mine to be a rock drummer. And she's like, you could totally still do it. And I was like, Aaron. She's like, you could do it.
You could. It's not like being an air traffic controller. You don't age out of being a rock drummer.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Take lessons.
Okay.
Get a kit.
That's right.
You get the plug-in one where people don't hear it. It just sounds like, but then when you actually play, it's like that's what's actually happening.
I would look so cool. I would look so cool, you guys.
Yeah.
I feel like it would be not hard for you. You have a musical background. You have like a physicality background. It's the same thing as like tap dancing. You're just using your arms.
Yeah, you're just learning to coordinate everything.
Yeah, you use your legs. You use your feet, though, too. That's the thing, especially like this sort of thing. They're like double basing. So it's like they're using like double kicks. And it's like your feet are moving independently from your arms. And I find that fascinating. So you never know. Maybe I will be in a fancy band one day.
Yeah.
Where I'm killing it in a metalcore sort of band.
I love it.
Yeah.
I enjoyed this. And I thought it went, even though it was completely like shocking and like kind of did that disrupting thing where you're like, whoa, it also kind of made sense to me.
Yes.
For this episode.
I agree.
I agree too.
You know? So that's all I have to say about that.
Well, you know what else is thrashing and rocking?
What?
Is this FanZone Calzone with the heat of all these opinions and bits of information and questions. So why don't we dig in?
Oh, yeah.
Stay right there. Good Morning Night Vale will return after a brief break.
Lately, I've been all over the place. Between touring, dog sitting, and traveling, my routine has become non-existent. Now that my travel schedule has slowed down, I need to get back to eating real food and not just grabbing what I can when I can. And Factor is making that easier for me. Factor meals are ready in 2 minutes and require little to no prep and no cleanup. So even on the days when my schedule is completely out of whack, eating well is still achievable. Like today, I had 3 meetings and a client. By the time I was done, I was hungry and I just needed to eat. So I grabbed the Beurre Blanc filet mignon with Parmesan risotto and it was delicious. I was amazed at how tender it was and how flavorful the risotto was and saved me from having to pick something up quick. And in 2 minutes, I had something healthy, fresh, and delicious. So if you like fast, easy, and delicious meals, I think you would like Factor meals too. Let's eat real. Head to factormeals.com/GMNV50OFF and use code GMNV50OFF to get 50% off and 1 free breakfast item per box for 1 year, while supplies last until 10/31/2026. That's code GMNV50OFF at factormeals.com. GMNV50OFF at factormeals.com. See website for more details.
I'll start with Bob from Philly.
Woo!
Yo, Bob! Who writes, "Good morning, esteemed tri-hosts. The past 2 episodes have touched on 3 different topics that mean a lot to me. I shall address each of these topics in order of self-assigned importance. Please bear with me while this shall be a long email. Number 1, lawn tractors. I don't remember in the last episode how lawn tractors came up in the discussion. However, as a native city dweller, the neighborhood Kensington in Philadelphia, with a physical disability that makes walking for extended periods of time intolerable, I can confirm that lawn tractors are 100% amazing. Mine is probably oversized for my property in Cinnaminson, New Jersey, but taking an hours-long job down to 20 minutes of relative comfort while shooting finger guns at neighbors while I cruise along and listen to my weird music is absolutely worth the investment.
Hell yeah.
Number 2. In the most recent discussion for the weather, you all perfectly encapsulated the Vimes boot theory as written by Sir Terry Pratchett, quoted below. The reason that the rich were so rich, Vimes reasoned, was because they managed to spend less money. Take boots, for example. A really good pair of leather boots cost $50, but an affordable pair of boots, which were sort of okay for a season or two and then leaked like hell when the cardboard gave out, cost about $10. But the thing was that good boots lasted for years and years. A man who could afford $50 had a pair of boots that'd still be keeping his feet dry in 10 years' time, while a poor man could only afford cheap boots and would have spent $100 on boots in the same time and would still have wet feet. This is a premise I gained the gravity of as I became older. Living where I did as a kid, I realized the value of the dollar. However, I could never dream of affording the nice shoes. I'm certainly not wealthy, but I'm glad to say I own a pair of boots that have lasted me 7 years and are still solid to use, and have moved just over the bridge to New Jersey suburbia with my wife and daughters. Photos attached. I appreciated that you touched on the challenge of being poor is expensive. Number 3. Cats. What beautifully strange creatures. Such grace, such beauty, occasionally such stupidity. I grew up with 3 cats as a kid, and I loved each one deeply despite them having the collective intelligence of a potato chip. I still respond with glee every time that I see one of these majestic creatures on the street, as if I've only ever studied one and never actually seen a cat in real life. All that said, I shall tell you the story of the most majestic of all cats. Toby, the Maine Coon/Tabby mix.
Yeah.
When my now wife and I were living in South Philly, we were lucky enough to live next to Toby. Basically a cloud with charisma that radiated off his gorgeous coat. I never did meet that cat, but I certainly enjoyed seeing him each evening coming home from work. I hope he is well. I love you all and appreciate the entertainment that you send our way. If I may, I would like to ask a question regarding the boot theory bit of this email. What is the one-time purchase item that you own that you would suggest to the listeners to buy should they have the opportunity? Not looking for brand specific, just suggestions of items that one should spend a little more on to save in the long run. All hail the glow cloud, Bob from Philly. Well, Bob, this is wonderful. You've laid out in organized fashion all of your thoughts, and we appreciate that. I'll kick us off. I would say one item that is worth spending money on is good set of pots and pans, because you will replace them countless times. You'll scratch them up, or worse, you'll keep a pan or pot long beyond its useful life, and that can lead to some health hazards if they're made with certain materials. So that is what I would suggest. I've invested in some really nice pots and pans, and they are fantastic, and it makes me happy to use them. Easy to use, easy to clean, will last presumably forever. Meg, what do you think?
Yeah, along the lines of kitchen utensil, that's where my mind went, just because I think if you are a person who feeds yourself a lot, which most of us are, you are going to be using these things every day, hopefully for as long as possible. So my mind was like a good kitchen knife. It does not need to be like a ridiculous, like $500 kitchen knife, but it needs to be like a good one, like the $100 kitchen knife is a good place to be. That like can hold you can get sharpened over and over and over again, and will hold an edge, and then you will it's very much safer to cook with a sharp knife. Dull knife is very dangerous to cook with, and yeah, a good kitchen knife will be able to hold that edge for a while, and you'll be able to get it sharpened over and over again, and the handle will stay together and it won't fall apart. But yeah, a nice good solid kitchen knife. I mean, I did already mention in the previous episode my love for that wool comforter, but yes. Yeah, a kitchen knife.
I feel like there's certain things that you should invest the money in, and one of the most important to me is a quality mattress, because you spend a significant amount of your life in the bed. And if your sleep is disturbed, or you can't sleep comfortably, it's going to affect your attitude, the rest of how you perform, your day-to-day, how your body feels. So that is paramount. Also, I never buy cheap toilet paper, because your little booty hole needs to be pampered. Okay?
You deserve it.
You deserve it.
My only thing with toilet paper is that it has to be recycled paper, because I refuse to wipe my ass with paper that is, like, I don't need, like, if it's wiping my ass with it, we have a small planet. I'm like, I'm not gonna, we can use recycled paper, but yes.
I have like this, I've gotten the bamboo ones. Those can be really good and comfortable for the booty. But my bidet, like, saves.
Really cuts it down.
cuts
it
down
down.
on the amount of paper. But when you need to blot it, or just like,
Something soft. You deserve it.
Yeah.
It's worth it. You're worth it.
don't rip it up back there.
Yeah.
Up next, we have Angelica. Angelica writes, my friend and I have reached an epiphany that the planes that disappear in the Bermuda Triangle or other places planes and boats disappear end up in Night Vale. Hence, why you have planes that come in the Night Vale airport that are a complete surprise to both the pilot and air traffic control. A loyal fan, Angelica Walker. Thanks, Angelica. Yeah, that makes total sense to me.
Agreed. I think that's a great theory because there's definitely something weird with the arrivals and departures over there. So
For sure.
Mm-hmm. I had that thought too, actually. I was thinking about the Bermuda Triangle while I was listening. I was like, is Night Vale the Bermuda Triangle? So you spoke my mind, Angelica. Good job. Or sorry.
Next up, we have Corvus. Corvus writes, greetings, Symphony, Hal, and Meg. Welcome to Night Vale has been one of my favorite podcasts for 4 years. Maybe 6. I don't know. When my cousin put first snow on in her old apartment because she knew I would like it. I was 9 or 7 at the time and going through my I'm not like other girls phase. Not saying this is a bad thing, just saying I was trying to be scary then and kind of failing at it. But 4-ish years later, I still love Night Vale more than anything. Tried to show Welcome to Night Vale to my friends and family, and they don't get it, sadly. But you guys have been with me since last year and will be with me for much longer. Sadly, I've never had a calzone. Tragic, but maybe one day. Corvus. P.S. I have an itty-bitty headcanon. In the Missing Flight 5-parter, it mentions that Amelia wrote like 3 novels, and one of them is called One Last Swing for the Tuesday Boys. But in a later ep, it is mentioned that a different male author wrote those novels. So my headcanon is that the author who said he wrote the book stole them from Amelia, which is not okay because Amelia is a girl and she cannot be another woman who goes forgotten in history, even if that history is fake. PPS, it has been 0 days. And then is that the colon and then the 3? Is that
That's
a butt?
That's like the I know, it's like a face.
It's a face. Okay.
Maybe it is a butt. I don't know. Meg, what has it been 0 days since?
I don't know. Corvus did not mention anything that it's been 0 days since, so it actually hasn't been 0 days.
I assume it's people shooting water up their butts to clean them?
Actually, we did mention bidets, but anyway,
Bidets?
okay, here we go.
Yeah, that's not a hose.
Here we are.
That's not, you're not laying on a table hoping the toilet's nearby so you don't turn into a super soaker on your way over there. Anyway.
Corvus.
You poop on the table, Hal. I don't know if we have to explain this to you.
I do not poop on the table. I promise you, I do not poop on that table.
The table is a toilet.
Slants down, right? You shoot it right into the hole.
Oh. But then do they lay out a plastic sheet? Because other people are on there.
No.
They clean it, Hal.
They clean it.
Does it smell like Clorox when you walk in?
Probably. I don't remember. It smelled nice in there. There was not an offensive smell, if I recall.
Yeah.
Well, Corvus, thank you for reminding me that there are many questions still unanswered, and we should never stop seeking the truth.
Corvus, you're lucky you're
Corvus.
13. Because I'd come through there and be like, give you a finger wagging.
I'm giving you a thumbs up.
No.
I also am giving you a thumbs up.
Let's not encourage me.
The thumbs have it.
Damn it.
Thank you so much for listening. Thank you for bearing with us in this existence. The next episode we're going to be discussing is Bravo. But until then, good morning, Night Vale. Good morning.
Good Morning Night Vale is a Night Vale Presents production. It is hosted by Symphony Sanders, Meg Bashwiner, and Hal Lublin. It is edited by Felicia Dominguez and mixed by Vincent Cacchione. It is produced by Meg Bashwiner. Theme music by Disparition. Email us at info@goodmorningnightVale.com to share your theories and ask questions or to tell us what voices you hear. This show is powered by our patrons like Thora Cottrell, Vivica Kerridge, Adam, Allie Graham, and Allie Douglas. If you're interested in supporting this show in exchange for lots of fun, exclusive Insider Hyper Cool Kid content, check us out at patreon.com/goodmorningnightVale. For more info on this show, go to goodmorningnightVale.com. Special thanks to Joella Knapp, Jeffrey Craner, and Joseph Fink. Calzone ingredient of the week is the in-flight snack box for purchase from Delta Flight 18713.